Hi, Tracy here from Nature's Heart. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about Mabon. Today is autumn equinox. And my previous videos I've talked more about aromatherapy. Today I'd like to venture more into the realm of earth medicine. And you might be wondering, what is earth medicine? I get asked that quite often. Earth medicine is a spiritual practice. It's a way of connecting, I call it a way of connecting to ourselves by connecting to nature. It's a way of working with and honoring the stones and plants and animals all around us. And by connecting to the sacred within them, we connect with the sacred within ourselves. And when we connect with that, we can honor that. Today being Mabon, I thought was a good time to talk a little bit more about this spiritual realm and this type of practice. It's a relatively new practice to me, although it's not. As I'm realizing now. I am learning from a beautiful teacher named Pixie Lighthorse, and she is an artist and a writer and an earth medicine educator. And her way of teaching is a beautiful, soulful way of connecting and learning, remembering who we are and where we come from, and connecting with that through spiritual practices, connecting with nature. This is, I'm realizing as I get into this is not a new thing for me. My people are, my ancestors are Celts, and that, of course, that earth-based spiritual practice was very relevant among the ancient Celts in Scotland and Ireland and Wales, from where my people come from. So as I'm learning these things in my course, I'm remembering that, oh, this is where I come from. This is who I am. And I know that this is not uncommon. There are a lot of people who I meet who have similar ancestry or different ancestry, and they feel that same type of connection with nature and that same type of connection through their ancestral lines. So it's a fascinating practice, and it's one that I highly recommend. If you are able to find a local women's circle, sister circle, and join in with that, it's a beautiful way of honoring yourself through a spiritual practice, connecting with nature. So I want to talk a little bit about Mabon. Mabon is the autumn equinox, and the themes for today are gratitude and balance. It's kind of like what we consider in North America as our Thanksgiving. Really, this is for earth-based spiritual practices. Mabon is when we celebrate the harvest. So there is a gratitude in all that we have grown through the year, figuratively and literally. So we're harvesting from the earth all of the bounty of fruits and vegetables that we've grown through the growing season. And we also look within ourselves and consider what we are harvesting within ourselves and giving gratitude for all that has come this year. And we're preparing for the darkness of the winter, the introspective time. The other theme for Mabon, the autumn equinox, is balance. Today we have an equal number of hours of lightness and darkness. So we want to honor that and honor that balance of light and dark within ourselves. It may mean looking at some of our shadow aspects. It may mean looking at some of the things that we don't like about ourselves and bringing them into the light in that type of balance. And I was reminded about balance earlier in the week. I was sitting out here on my patio, and there's a squirrel, and I'm hoping he comes to visit. He comes down this tree right behind me. And squirrels are all about the balance of abundance. They gather and they prepare. This time of year they're preparing. We have oak trees out the front, and they're gathering the acorns. So they're about gathering and preparedness, but also that balance of abundance. So giving in and receiving, which we find at this time of year. Sometimes we have an imbalance in how we look at abundance. You know, are we grabbing onto things so tightly and hoarding them that doesn't allow us to release them with ease and accept new things in? So that's a theme for this time of year. And I was reminded of that when I was visited by a squirrel when I was sitting out here. So the ancient peoples, the ancient Celts, they practiced honoring the seasons and honoring the turning of the wheel, as they call it. So now we're entering into autumn. And in North America, the First Nations people work with the medicine wheel. And so in the medicine wheel, we're now leaving the fire energy of the south, and we're coming into the water energy and the flowing emotional energy of the west. And here on the west coast of Canada, we are on the edge of a temperate rainforest, and we are reminded of the watery west by the rains that we get this time of year. Thankfully, we are not in that season just yet. We're still enjoying beautiful fall weather. So the west is all about intuition and honoring our emotions, but not getting stuck in them. So flowing like flowing water through our emotions. It deals with the balance of giving and receiving, releasing and receiving, which is a good thing too. Again, referring back to that balance of this time of year, and particularly today with the equinox energy. So today I'd like to invite you to take a moment in gratitude. Think back, and however this calls to you, think back over the year and give thanks to all that you are now reaping as a result of the seeds that you have sown throughout the year. Take a moment and honor that. Honor what you have planted, honor what you're now receiving, and give thanks for that. That's my invitation for you for today. So thanks for joining me. If you are interested in finding out more about earth medicine, please feel free to message me. And those of you in Maple Ridge, I'd also like to, local to me, to recommend a sister who runs, a medicine woman, and she runs a local sister circle, Shainalak Healing and Retreat. So if you're interested in that, I can post her contact information in the comments below. So thanks so much for joining me today, and wishing you a blessed Mabon.